Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name's Alyssa. You can call me A1. And on this channel, it's just pretty much about everything. Life in general, right? If you haven't been following my journey, I suggest you click the links below because I've been on a non-smoking journey, a me versus me challenge. I've quit smoking. It's been about a week and I feel great. So if you haven't caught up, definitely click the links down below. If you have, welcome back. So just a quick little update about how I feel. I feel fucking amazing, okay? I feel good. Like, I have mad energy. My appetite's picking back up, so gaining weight won't be a problem. I've actually started working out again, so I'm releasing those endorphins. I'm getting that natural high. Haven't had any urges. I actually had people around me smoking. I didn't give it bug. It didn't even bother me. So yeah, I've been doing really good. I'm really proud of myself. And if you've been on this journey with me and y'all been quitting too and haven't been, y'all been doing good, I'm proud of y'all because the first week is literally the hardest. It's the hardest. But yeah, so that's that. I'm doing real good, guys. The only thing I would say is I get a little bit nauseous here and there when I wake up in the morning. But I think that's just normal because that used to happen to me before I started smoking, like when I was younger. The morning I would always be like just a little bit nauseous, but it stopped because once I got a little older and I started smoking, I was wake and bake. So everybody knows that weed helps with nausea. So I'm just kind of getting used to my old little physical things that used to happen to me. But other than that, everything's good. I'm still drinking my chlorophyll, still detoxing my body, still doing what I need to do. I'm really proud of myself, honestly. I didn't even think I would get this far. I never thought I would get this far. A week, bitch. I never even got a week. Like, every time I've ever quit, I got 3, 4, 5 days maximum. I'm at a week. And I can tell you, I promise you, I'm not touching weed again. I'm not gonna say I'll never ever smoke in my life, but as a habit, I'll make sure I will never habitually smoke again. I will never be addicted to something like that ever again. But let's get into this video. This video really is about substance abuse, why a lot of millennials deal with substance abuse, and why we need to address it and stop it. A lot of people are addicted to shit and they don't even realize it. So let's get into it. All right, so I got some notes, guys. It's kind of all over the place, so just bear with me. It might not be a cohesive video, but for the most part, the information you about to get is gonna be gems. It's gonna make sense, hopefully, and hopefully you can take something from it. And if not, hey, it is what it is, right? Can't be for everybody. So I want to start with my story, what happened to me, how I fell into substance abuse, and blah blah blah. Okay, so I first started smoking when so let me take it back before I even started smoking. When I was 14, my aunt had tragically passed away. And my aunt was very, very influential in my life. My aunt, everybody says I act like her. To this day, they be like, oh, you act just like your Aunt Kella. My aunt definitely was an influential part of my life. She was like my mom's baby daddy. Like, she was like my dad. I loved my aunt so much. Ugh, I loved her so much. But anyways, yeah, my aunt's death had affected my mom so much that it was just like my mom kind of checked out. Like, it was a very tragic situation. Okay, I don't want to get too deep into it, but it was really tragic. My mom dealt with it in her way. And at the time, obviously, everything that affects my mom will affect me. That was my mom's baby sister. So it affected me as well. It affected my whole entire family, my brother too. So at the time, I started acting out, which was probably the worst thing I could have probably did for my mom. Like, what the fuck? But I did start acting out, and I started, going out, dabbling, and doing different things. So when I was 14 was when the first time I actually smoked a blunt. And it was cool. I was like, oh, all right, this is different. I feel good. I feel, I liked it. That was the first time I smoked a blunt. Only time I smoked a blunt, I only did it once, and I never touched it again until I was 15. So when I was 15, I was both, it was like, yeah, so 15. It was like the summer going into sophomore year. I had met my child's father, and he, was my boyfriend at the time, and he sold drugs and he always had weed around. So we used to always get high, and I started associating him with the feeling of always getting high. Like, obviously I liked him, he was cool and everything like that. I started loving him, but for the most part, like, when you get around somebody and every single time you're around that person your dopamine levels spike, like you're always doing a substance, like drinking together or smoking together or whatever, even if it's just sex, because you can get addicted to a person. You don't have to have no substances involved to be addicted to a person. But yeah, I had, associated my habit and the dopamine spike that I was always constantly having with him, and I always wanted to be around him, and every time we was together we were smoking and getting high, and it was just like this fucking, I don't know, amazing feeling. Phone was dying. It was just this amazing feeling or whatever. So I started associating him with the feeling of getting high, if that makes any sense. So I always wanted to be around him. It was a good time when I was with him, and I started smoking more and more and more and more and more, and being at home was depressing, and I didn't want to be constantly reminded of my mother's pain, and I didn't want to be constantly reminded of the things that I was dealing with in my reality. So I wanted to escape, and that's what I did. And over time it started off, cool, I was in control, it was a habit, but over time I started to lose control. Now here's a few signs for you guys out there who might not think that you have an addiction. Here's the difference between a habit and an addiction, okay? All right, now I started smoking then, and I'm gonna say I started noticing it becoming an addiction when these things started happening. So get your checklists out, because some of y'all need to check yourselves when it comes to the things y'all using. So 1, I started having problems eating without smoking. That was number 1. Physically, I couldn't eat if I didn't smoke, or if I did eat, I would have to force myself, which I'm one of those people, I can't force myself to eat. I would throw up. So yeah, that was number 1. I started losing a lot of weight too. That was number 1. Number 2 was, if I didn't smoke, I couldn't sleep. And when I mean I couldn't sleep, I would be up for 24, 32 hours at a time. Could not sleep, okay? That's a fucking problem. Number 3, I always had the urge to smoke. Even when I just smoked, I wanted to smoke. Craziness. Crazy. Like, I'm literally having the urge to constantly want to smoke. I don't even have, if I'm happy, I want to smoke. Like, if something good happened in my life, I would want to smoke to celebrate. If something bad happened in my life, I would want to smoke to forget. It was just really getting out of line, getting out of hand at that point. Like, those couple of things is what I started noticing physically. All right, my body's starting to depend on this. I can't eat if I don't smoke. I can't sleep if I don't smoke. I'm a human. I need to eat and I need to sleep. Those are the 2 things I need to do. So if I can't do that without this substance, clearly this is more than just a habit. Okay? And I'm not saying that it's like that for everybody, but it was like that for me. And as far as other substances goes, like alcohol and all those other things, if you can't function throughout your day without drinking, if something bad happens in your life and the first thing you want to do is get a bottle, if something good happens in your life and the first thing you want to do is get a bottle, like the real strong urge to do so, you most likely have a substance abuse issue. Because every single thing that happens in your life should not have to result in you drinking, or result in you smoking, or result in you doing some type of addictive behavior. It just doesn't even make sense. You know what I mean? So check those little points, and if any of those apply to you, I really strongly do recommend that you try to go a few days without drinking or smoking. And if you feel like you have a struggle with either of those 2, like if you feel like you cannot go a few days, I would say 3 to 4 days maximum without drinking or smoking, you most likely have a substance abuse problem, and you should really try to fix that. Like, you should really sit down with yourself, have a conversation with yourself, try to fix it. If you need to go seek help, because I do know that drinking is a little bit harder to get over physically than smoking. But if you need to go get the help, get the fucking help. Like, we're young. We need to get this right now. We cannot be that generation where we're like, even now, like, I'm 25, but we can't be that generation where 5-10 years from now, we're seeing people who we used to go to school with, and they were like, oh shit, I remember that person. Like, look at them now. Like, you don't want that. Like, I think I would feel really, really sad if I seen somebody who I went to school with, or someone who I knew had a promising future, and they literally are on the streets drunk under a tree. You know that term, drunk under a tree, or high somewhere shooting up. Like, that would break my heart. Like, what went wrong? What happened? Like, you know what I mean? So sometimes things in life might, push you to want to do certain shit, but that should not make you want to drink and smoke just because something bad happens. Like, no, like, there's other ways to get over certain shit, like, and just overall having the urge to constantly drink and smoke, that's obviously a fucking indicator that you might have a substance abuse problem. Okay, so when I realized I was no longer in control was when I looked in the mirror one day. I looked in the mirror one day and I'm 5'7", if y'all don't know. I'm pretty tall, all legs, okay? I used to run track. I cheerleaded for 6-7 years. For the most part, I had a very athletic build. I had good muscle mass. I was slim thick. I wasn't super thick, but I had a good shape. And I looked in the mirror one day, and this is before I even had my son. I looked into the mirror and I couldn't see myself. I was like, where is my body? I stepped on the scale and I was 119 pounds at 5'7". 5'7" and 119 pounds. Do you know what the fuck? I look like a fucking crackhead. A straight crackhead. My jeans was baggy. I had no ass. I couldn't even fit my bras anymore. I had to go braless. My waist was non-existent. I couldn't see myself. My face was so skinny. Like, I have a naturally plump, fat face. My face was sunken, gone. I couldn't see myself. I couldn't recognize who I was. I was like, what is this? What is going on? And that's when I realized I was no longer in control. It's a full-fledged addiction, because I want to gain weight. I want to look healthy. I want to I want to stop this. Every time I look at myself and I feel bad about it, guess what I went to go do? Roll up a blunt and forget about it. What the fuck? The problem, I'm running, the thing that's causing the problem is the thing that I'm running to find a solution. That doesn't even make any sense. Like, I was literally losing my mind. That's when I realized I had no control, because this thing is making me not eat. Because at first I had to smoke to eat. Now I can't eat. And it got to the point where I'm so depressed and I want to quit smoking so bad, but I can't. The very thing that's making me depressed, I'm running to. I knew I had no self-control. I knew it was an addiction at that point. It's no longer a habit. And for me, I was like, nah, this ain't gonna last. We ain't doing this. We ain't doing this. And that's when I made a pledge. I really promised myself, I need to quit. I see that I have a problem. And that's the first step, is realizing you actually have the problem, because you can't fix something that you don't think is broken. If you don't think that you have a fucking problem, you're never gonna get that shit solved. And a lot of people don't even realize that the symptoms of their problems, all the shit that goes on in their lives, are nothing but symptoms of a bigger disease. Say you are one of those people who lashes out all the time and you don't even realize that you lashing out is probably a symptom of something a lot bigger, something a lot deeper rooted. That's the symptom of a disease. That's not the problem. The problem is a lot bigger than that. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't realize that, and I didn't realize that, and it took me having to see that I can't even put weight on if I tried to for my life, because I'm still smoking. And the realization of me still smoking made me even more depressed, because I was like, I can't stop, and and it was just really bad. And I eventually was able to kick it, but it's just damn, for a long time I knew that I had the issue and I still couldn't get over it, So it's gonna take a while. That's the time between realizing you have the issue, realizing it's a problem, and then actually doing something about it. It could be a couple days, it could be a couple weeks, it could be a few years. But that's still the first step, is realizing that you have a fucking problem. Because you won't fix, like I said, you won't fix nothing that's not broken. You won't fix it if you don't even think that there's anything wrong. Okay? So, another reason why I feel like a lot of people in our age group really need to cut down on the smoking, cut down on the drinking, even if it's not a habit or a problem for you, is because a lot of us are, well, not a lot of us, but spirituality has become a trend. Let's just be realistic. Spirituality has become a trend. Being in tune with yourself has become a trend. Manifestation has become a trend. Law of attraction has become a trend. All of these things have become trends. Having a altar and doing ancestral work has become a trend. And I'm not going to say that it's in a bad way. I want people to be more spiritual. We need to. As a collective, that's literally what the planet needs, is we all need to be on one accord. We have to. But at the same time, how are you really growing, healing, doing shadow work and such if you're not able to be in your own skin? You know what I mean? I was constantly numbing myself and dumbing myself down, because I can overthink and I can go right down the rabbit hole if I truly wanted to. So I would overthink a lot, and I would, all of that. So smoking would help me stop overthinking, worrying. Smoking helped me, kind of just numbed me. Even if I'm a Pisces, I feel everything in immense, like so deep. I feel everything so much more deeper than other people, I feel like. And my moon sign's Leo, so it's just really, really like all the way there. So it's like when I do go through emotional things and I'm like in the mood, and I'm like, I just don't want to feel that no more, weed was my go-to. Because guess what? As soon as I hit that blunt, everything went away. If physically, because your emotions are nothing but a physical reaction to certain situations. So if physically would make my hormones drop, and I'm good, like my mood's back to normal. How am I healing and growing if every time I feel something, I'm numbing it? How am I truly healing and growing if every time I feel something, I'm numbing it? That's like every time you have a little itty bitty ache in your body, the first thing you're doing is running to the fucking medicine cabinet and popping a pill. Instead of sitting there and figuring out, all right, I feel this right here. Okay, that's right there. Okay, let me wait a little bit and see if it gets any worse or any better. You over here just going to the fucking medicine cabinet, popping pills, ready to fucking get the pain going, and you don't even realize that you have a whole kidney infection or a whole fucking UTI, and you literally can die from both of those things. Instead of trying to, sit with the shit, figure out what's going on, go to the doctor, see if you can get help, which is the things that we can't do. Certain situations happen in our lives, sit with the shit, feel the shit. If you can't handle it on your own, go get some therapy. Go get some counseling. Talk to a pastor if you have to. Talk to a friend, a family member, somebody who you know is not going to be biased, is not going to be a yes man, but will also let you vent completely with no judgment. That's the type of people we need. You need to go get that type of help professionally if you don't have it personally in your life. And we're over here, most of us, numbing shit. Oh, I had a bad day. Where's the fucking bottle? You had a bad day, but why did you have a bad day? Do you know why you had a bad day? What can turn your bad day around other than a substance? Maybe you exercising, going for a walk, or a conversation with somebody, or reading a book, or watching a video about the same situation you just went through, so that you know you're not alone, because you're really not. We're nothing but reflections of each other. Every person you come across is you in another form. That's why a lot of people hate other people they don't even know. You hating parts of yourself that you see. Or people love other people that they don't even know, because you see parts of yourself in that person and you absolutely adore that. You adore the parts that you see in that other person. That's why I say love and hate is nothing but mirror reflections of each other. But that's a whole nother video. I'm going to get into that in a whole nother video. But for the most part, if we're not allowing ourselves to feel through certain emotions, how the fuck are we growing? How are we healing? We're not doing the button, but putting a Band-Aid on and saying, all right, you got a whole fucking a slice in your arm, you throw a Band-Aid on the bitch thinking it's gonna feel better, and pop the fucking perk talking about I'm good. Whole time you're leaking and you're dying from internal bleeding, and you just all here fucking dying slowly, and you don't even realize that you are dying from a situation that you literally tried to put a Band-Aid on and cover up 3, 4, 5 months ago. And it's going to just keep appearing back into your life until you do something about it. That's the thing about the universe. The universe will keep giving you the same bullshit until you say, all right, I get it. All right, I'm good. I got it now. I'm fine. All right. If you don't get it, it's going to keep giving you the same fuck shit. The same fuck shit over and over again. And if you really don't pay attention, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse every time it comes back around. First time was mild. Second time was third time, fourth time, fifth time, sixth time, that mother universe is gonna be boom, 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 all up on you with that shit, beating your ass on your neck. So you have no choice but to feel through certain shit. You have no choice but to deal with certain situations with no substances involved. Deal it with it, feel through it. You know, there's no way you're spiritually growing if you feel like every day you wake up you have to hit a blunt. If you feel like every time something bad or good happens in your life you have to hit a blunt or have a bottle. There's no way that you're growing. You can't even be happy. But you can't even just be happy. Like, come on now. You gotta smoke and be happy. You gotta drink and be happy. You can't just get some good news and be like, hey, and just feel that good news and just be high off of life on that good news. And I'm not saying drinking and smoking occasionally, recreationally, is bad. Again, I have to put that disclaimer in there because there's gonna be some people that's like, well, bitch, I like to drink here and there. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. I do too. But it's like all the time thing for a lot of people. And they're not realizing it's a fucking problem. They're not realizing they keep hitting their head up against the wall because the universe is giving them the same fucking situation that they keep running from over and over again through those substances. All right, let's move on. This video is getting a little long. But like I said, you just have to be in your own skin. With no crutches, no numbing agents, no nothing. All right, just feel everything. Sometimes give yourself for 7 days to have nothing. A trade detox. Water. What you need is H2O, maybe a little bit of chlorophyll. H2O. Like, just feel it, you know. Feel what it feels like to live life sober. Like, sometimes some people need that shit. Like, just be yourself. Just be in your skin. Just be happy that you're you and you're alive and you're fucking breathing. You know? And any situations or bad situations that, you know, problems, issues that might come up, deal with them accordingly. But don't deal with it through a substance. That's not the way. How are you really healing and growing? Ain't no way you are. So, that's pretty much what I wanted to say for this video. It's getting kind of long here. But yeah, this world honestly can have you have a lot of negative outlooks on a lot of different things. And I just want to add this quote in before I wrap this up. I don't even know where this came from because I just hear a lot of information and it just sticks with me if it does. So if I end up finding out who said this, I'll drop it down in the description so you guys can look whoever that is up, because clearly they be dropping gems. But they say that this is a kind of old quote, so I'm gonna add weed into it, but there's 2 or 3 things that the US will make legal, and that's coffee, which is caffeine, to keep you wired enough and have enough energy to work your 40 plus hours, you know, like they want you to do, because this nation, you know, they want this nation to be a nation of workers and not thinkers. And they also give you alcohol, which it used to not be legal. It is now. Well, you know, prohibition back in the days. But they realized alcohol is just a good enough substance to keep people dumb enough on the weekends. Right? Dumb. You having a good time. You don't even realize half the shit that's going on around you when you're constantly under the influence of something. You see things through a, you know, kind of like rose-colored glasses a little bit. Like, you're not even in touch with the real reality if you're constantly under a substance. So it's like, and a lot of times alcohol makes everybody feel good. Like, does it not? It makes a lot of people feel good. Sometimes people get sad. Sometimes people get angry. But for the most part, people don't go into drinking with the intention of feeling sad or angry. They go into the drinking with the intention of feeling good, with the intention of not wanting to feel fuck shit and just want to party and have a good time and relax, right? So for the most part, they put in caffeine in your face to keep you working. They put in alcohol in your face to keep you, you know, chill and happy and docile enough to want to go back to work again the next week. And now they adding weed to the situation in most states, where weed is, you know, just as good as the alcohol. It's keeping you dumb enough. It's keeping you, you know, lazy enough to keep working, because you only have enough energy to work your 40 hours a week. You ain't going to have enough energy to put in the extra hours, because we all have the same 24 hours in a day to make your dreams come true. All it's gonna do is give you enough energy to keep working for the white man. It's gonna give you enough energy to keep working for somebody the fuck else and helping their dream come true, put their kids through college. It ain't gonna give you the energy to work your 40 hours, go home, dedicate at least 20 hours to your craft, to your business, to your vision, to your family legacy. It's not doing that. A lot of it is not. Shit, most people that go home and smoke weed, you don't even have enough energy to hit the fucking gym and keep yourself in shape. Soon as you smoke, you lazy. You don't even want to do your laundry. You don't even want to wash your dishes. I ain't even trying to get all like that, but it's just like sometimes people need to hear it in a certain way so it can get to them, like get through them. Like, sometimes some people got a little bit of a thicker skull than others. But like I said, this video is getting a little bit too long. I just wanted to add that little quote in there. Obviously, I jazzed it up and made it my own. But yeah, take what you want from it and leave what you don't. Take what resonates and leave what don't. But I just wanted to make this little video. And yeah, those are the reasons why I think that the millennials have some problems with substance abuse. A lot of us think that it's cool, and this goes deeper than that. A lot of people are on pills and other shit too, which is a lot more harsher than what I'm talking about. That's a whole nother video. But substance abuse is real. As we get older, we deal with certain situations, and some of us are not equipped with the tools to deal with certain situations, so we run to certain shit like the bottle in the bud, you know. And I'm not blaming nobody for that. You cannot be blamed for what you do not know. But once you do know and you do see and you are faced with reality and you have to question yourself about certain shit, it's up to you at that point whether or not you want to change it. Some people don't want to change. Some people don't want to grow. And it's okay. Do you, boo? I want to change. I want to grow. And I feel like if you're on this channel watching this video, you're one of those people who wants who want to continue to grow. You're one of those people who want to continue to be a better person, continue to be the best version of yourself. And you are one of those people who want to jump in the driver's seat and drive the motherfucking boat of your life and stop letting life take you for a ride. If you're on this video, most likely you one of those people. And if you made it to the end and you're one of those people, drop a butterfly. Okay? Drop a butterfly emoji and comment. Leave some words of encouragement for other people who might be coming across this video and wanting to quit and or have other substance abuse issues. Drop your story down there. I gave you mine, so let me hear some of y'all's. But with that being said, this video was way longer than I wanted it to be. But yeah, peace, love, family. Love y'all so tried. Please, 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 please like, comment, subscribe, share. Push this video through the algorithm, because if you do not like, if you do not comment on this video, if you do not subscribe and hit that bell, other people won't see it. And I have a message for the world. Other people need to hear this. So please give me that free support. It's free $99 for a click, click, click. And I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. So family, love y'all. Peace.